a little kind of script you can say for yourself when it gets hard. And again, I'll put this in the description box. Say something along the lines of, I know the world feels thin right now. My heart is awake. I choose to stay compassionate, stay clear, and trust that there are others out there on my wavelength. Say, I will not dim my light to make others comfortable. And then, put your hand over your heart. Do some box breathing, count in through the nose to a count of 4, hold it to a count of 4, out to a count of 4, hold to a count of 4, or whatever breathing helps you. Then visualize a soft light around you that filters out tension but allows love in. And say, I'm tuned to my truth. You didn't leave people behind out of judgment, you upgraded. And that upgrade asks you to be kinder, firmer, and more selective. Keep practicing boundaries. Keep looking for real exchanges. The world needs empaths to be where they are. They need you to be at the frequency you're at. Now more than ever. There's a reason this is happening. And I know it can feel frustrating and it can feel like you are completely alone. Just yesterday, I was in a group of about 12 people and I just couldn't stand it. I felt completely alone. I had no idea how to interact with these people. But empaths have the ability to, I don't believe anybody knew what I was thinking because I can play it off. But inside, I felt so uncomfortable. I don't care about what so-and-so did with their hair and how you think it's funny. And I know that it's frustrating. But it's because these people are at a different frequency than you. It's kind of like, how we all kind of, well, I won't say all, a lot of us believe, those are the dogs, or know that there are souls around us, right? And we can't see them. It's kind of like that. It's like the humans walking and the souls are walking, but now we're together and seeing each other. It's kind of like that. We are beings on different frequencies, on different dimensions, and yet we're still existing together. It's very, very weird. But you have to take care of yourself. There's a reason that your energy's growing, all of us. And there's a reason it's happening right now. Okay, I will stop lecturing, but if you have any questions, obviously reach out. But please, if you haven't listened before, listen now. Please pay attention to your energy. Oh, and as I was saying earlier this week, please pay attention to your pet's energy. Please help them clear it. They're helping you. Our pets help us transmute energy nonstop. That's why they sleep so much. When you're like, oh, you have the life, you get to sleep all the time. They're exhausted. They're constantly transmuting energy. They transmute the energy of the stuff we bring home from when we're out in the world. They transmute the energy of the people we allow in our home. Please pay attention to it. Number one, keep their energy clear. Help them help you. Jerry Maguire, but help them. They're helping you transmute energy. And please pay attention to how they react to people in situations. They are feeling toxic energy. If your pet, let's just say your dog, if your dog doesn't like somebody, there's a reason. Please pay attention. All right, lecture over. Let's see what comes through. There is something about this eclipse energy coming in today, Sunday. Well, there's a lot of things with it. We are in eclipse season. We just had an eclipse. We're having another eclipse. But something specific about, sorry to say again, the person that's occupying the Oval Office. This energy brings in something in addition to what's already happening, whatever that is, health-wise. Something's coming in with this eclipse energy. I feel like okay, so the eclipse energy comes in, and this person is obviously not somebody who is aware of energy shifts. They're too externally they're focused on themselves, but they're externally focused. They're focused on what people say, what people think, what people, so they're not aware of shifts in the energy. So this is not something they're aware of, but there's an energy that comes in with this eclipse that is, I feel like after it, like, we're going to notice a change in this person. I feel like I need to say we're not going to see him as much. Like, this person likes to be seen and be out and get attention, and I feel like, I don't know, there's a lack of, like, we're not going to see him as much, and it's because we're hiding what's going on with this person. Okay, shifting gears, there is another relationship that feels like, I'm picturing a couple of you that I think this is for. The relationship's healing on one hand, it's healing, but it's also sort of exhausting. And it's like somebody's coming to the realization that this relationship, and it feels kind of past, or it's kind of on the rocks now, one or the other, and they're coming to realize, like, that's the best relationship they had. They, like, maybe in the moment thought it wasn't because it was work, but they're realizing, like, the work is what made it good, that the work was necessary. I don't know why I want to say they put a lot of responsibility on you, whoever you are. I don't know why I'm seeing blended families. Blended family. So, like, maybe you have children, they have children, and we were like a blended. I'll tell you what. I'm hearing the Brady Bunch and seeing the beginning of the Brady Bunch. So, but like blended family. And realizing what they had, and realizing that what they thought was, oh, this is too much work, or this is exhausting. They're seeing that for what it was healing. We were healing things. We were growing. And realizing other relationships, like, I didn't really have growth. I was, in the moment, I compared other relationships to this, thinking they weren't as much work. But now I'm realizing, like, the work was good. The work is, the relationships where there was no work, they were superficial relationships. This was work because it was healing. We were doing things. We were growing. We were, like, they're just having that realization. It's like I'm replaying conversations I had with you, and seeing how, like, you were willing to do this work with me. Like, I didn't even recognize, like, oh my gosh, you have so much value, you're willing to put in the work, where these other people were just kind of like I keep saying, walking around the zombie apocalypse. They're like mindless zombies. And how did I not see that before? How did I think, like, I can't, I'm trying to express this. I hope it's coming through, that they're realizing what they thought was bad, i.e., having to put in so much work and being exhausted and blah blah blah. They thought that was a bad thing, and now they're seeing like, oh my gosh, that was a good thing. Like, this is growth. This is what a relationship is supposed to be. I just didn't see that because all my other ones were superficial, dumb relationships. Sorry to the exes, but they're realizing this all has to do with healing and growing. And realizing this person may have, I don't want to say held you back, but there may have been a period where it's like you didn't get to do as much. You didn't get to do what you like to do as much for a period of time because you had to place so much focus on them and their healing. Wink, wink. There's a couple of you I think you're going to know right away this is about you. And they didn't see that. And there's something about how maybe this person had a hard time making decisions, or they kind of worried about what everybody would want or what everybody would think, and so that made it like they didn't choose, because like, well, if I choose this, it affects this person that way, this person that way, this person that way, and so they just sort of stayed in limbo and didn't make a decision. Does that make sense? Like they didn't. It's like by trying to make everyone happy, I made no one happy. And something about either this relationship broke up or like I said, it's kind of rocky and we're not sure if we're going to break up. There's some, like, we're in that element, because there's something about then I go and I talk to my family after a breakup or something. And now I'm just like, it's nostalgia. I'm just looking back and seeing everything from a different perspective. And I'm kicking myself, obviously. Like, how could I, because I'm shifting from, oh, this is exhausting, I don't want to do this, to like, oh my gosh, that was healing. I was healing. We were growing. We were, building something. Putting in work in that type of connection is a good thing. How did I not see that? And I'm starting to see, I did not see at all before how much you had to put up with dealing with me and my healing. How much of the weight you actually carried. Like, they did not see that. There's like a lot of regret coming up for this person. This came up, who did this come up for? I feel like this just came up for somebody this week, where Spirit's saying like, not every disagreement has to be the end. There's some element of somebody that's like, every time we disagree or we don't understand each other, it's over. I throw my hands up and it's over. And Spirit's like, not every, talk it through and then you'll understand each other. Somebody just like, it's like every little thing. I know somebody like this. Every little thing is like the end of the relationship. There's something about that. Like, it's just a conversation. It's just a conversation. I keep getting that. There's something about going back and talking to a family member about it. And they may do this often. Like, every time you have a argument or disagreement or whatever, maybe they go talk to this certain family member, but this time it's like they're going to talk to this family member and they're being honest. I'm hearing for once. They're being honest for once, because maybe they used to go back to the family member and only tell, their side, or only tell, what you did. They didn't say, I did this and then they reacted this way. They just said, this bitch did this, you know what I'm saying? But they're going back, I'm hearing for once, and telling the truth, like taking accountability for their part in it. They feel like they're getting the cold shoulder right now from you. There may have been some kind of retaliation. I don't know. I'm feeling sorry for this person, then I'm not. Then I'm feeling sorry for this person, then I'm not. Like retaliation. There's some kind of... It's like you maybe... There may have been a moment where you're like, okay, I'm just going to move on. And then there was like retaliation for that. And like a smear campaign or like gossip. Like I want people to look at you as the bad guy. Aloha. Why am I hearing aloha? Aloha. And using electronics. Sorry, home. Spying on you via electronics. Social media, but more than that. They may have like been looking through your electronics, your phone, your whatever, just to kind of see what you were doing. And then, okay, so let's say, for example, I leave my phone and this person goes through my phone and maybe I don't catch them, but I'm an empath, right? So I sense it. So now I've got like locks, now I've set a lock and you can't just go through my phone. And it's not about having something to hide. It's the fact that you would do it behind my back, right? Or if you can sense they're like spying on your social media or something, so maybe you block them. They're trying to find a way around whatever you've done, whatever you've caught on to. And there's something about how this person started hanging around not great friends, not great people. Okay, let me say this. This person has a problem, like they have no self-regulation. They cannot regulate their emotions. They act out. Something that should just be mildly annoying will set this person off. You may feel if you're in it still, or when you were in it, it may have felt more like mother-child or father-child, depending on who you are, rather than, woman and man and woman. It was like it almost gives like I was raising them. I don't want to raise another child, that kind of thing. focus seems to be on this person's emotional maturity or lack thereof, and the way they cannot sort of regulate and that now, again, they're seeing it differently. They didn't, in that moment, like, again, they couldn't regulate their emotions, and I think that's where it got to be like, oh, this is too much work, or oh, this is exhausting, and now they're seeing it. I don't know if that's too late or not. That's up to you, but the message is that they are seeing it now. Somebody did something not good though. Somebody did, like online, electronics. Somebody did something online to intentionally mess something up for you. Like they wanted to mess with your career. They wanted to mess with your money. I don't know. They wanted, like they were mad that you could move on. Something sparked. Okay. So again, it's like I'm mad while I'm in the moment. I'm mad that you want me to do work in this relationship. It's exhausting. I can't regulate my emotions. Every time we have some kind of conversation, I throw my hands up and it's over. And then it feels like you got to a point where you're like, okay, fine. No, if you're going to keep ending it every time we have to put in a little work, I'm going to move on. And then that pissed them off and sparked something. And so, I don't know, they started hanging around with the wrong people, but that's not the excuse. It's just something they did. And then they did something intentionally, like, oh, you think you're going to move on? I'm going to mess up your career, or I'm going to mess up your, next relationship, or I don't know what. And then I think there's something about, I'm just going to say that they fall into like substances or alcohol or something. They fall into this like dark energy. Well, they fall into like old wounds, old patterns, things that they know are not for their highest good. But that is shifting. That is shifting. And again, it may be too late. I don't know. Or maybe it's too late for some of you, not all of you. I don't know. But the message is they are seeing this now. But they're also, okay, so this is for a group of you, I believe. So for the group of you that it's too late, know that this person is holding on way too tightly. They're going to be draining your energy. For the group of you that it's not too late, like you'd love to have this person back, as long as they're changing and growing, know that the changing and growing is happening. For both groups, know that as this person is realizing it, they are draining your energy. Either way, whether it's too late or not too late. When people are obsessively thinking about us in a good or bad way, it doesn't matter. They're pulling on your energy. So once again, protect your energy, protect your energy. All right, give me a minute to try to get quiet and see where we're going with this. Okay, so let me see if I can. So to further help you know if this is for you or not, I feel like this person has not just old wounds from past relationships. They're carrying a lot of things from the family they grew up in. So that, I hope, is cue to a couple of you that I believe this is for. They've got family stuff. And it's almost like they've got these wounds created by their family, and the way they're showing it is they bled it all over you. Like, why am I paying the price for the stuff your family did? Because there's something about they almost desperately want acceptance from their family. And And I don't feel like they get it. And there's something about how financially they can't really support themselves. And I keep coming back to this. There's some kind of like retaliation. I tried to retaliate just because you said, okay, I'll move on, when I'm the one that kept saying it's over. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really feels like you got tired of hearing it's over every time there was a misunderstanding. Do you know what I mean? Like, it keeps showing as like it shouldn't even be this big thing, but this other person can't regulate their emotions, so it blows up into this big thing, and now it's the end. And I feel like you got to the point where you're like, okay, fine, you're gonna keep ending it, then let's just end it. And like, then they got mad and wanted to retaliate, but you're the one that keeps saying it's over. I don't know, because I keep getting like vengeance, or like I'm holding a grudge, or like I'm gonna get back at you for hurting me. Like, no. Because it doesn't feel like you just up and ended it. It was just like, you end it every time we have a misunderstanding. I can't do this anymore. So it got to be like, okay, well, you're blowing up again saying it's over, then I guess it's over. And then they're like, what? How dare you? They're like, but you said it was over. I said, okay. I don't know. But karma's definitely slapping them in the face. There might be something about police or government. What is this? Why am I seeing? I don't know. I was seeing police first. They may get in trouble. What did they do? They tried to... This is literally something they did in retaliation, and I see police. For something they did. And I keep hearing that their families had enough. Their families had enough. Their family doesn't want any more trouble. Because I think it something they do brings a lot of drama. And it's like, I don't know if like maybe where they live, it's a small town, or like everybody knows everybody, but like there's people talking about it. Like, people talk about each other's business, and there's people talking about this. And so the family's like, we've had enough. I don't know if like it's like they've had to bail them out of trouble before, or maybe literally bail them out. I don't know. But the family's like throwing their hands up, like, we've had enough. We've had enough of picking you up after a DUI, or, finding this person on the street. I don't know. It feels like if this person has problems, it stems from this family, but then the family's like, we've had enough. But it's like, you're the cause of this. I don't know. But at the same time, I can see why it would have to play out that way. Like, this person needs a wake-up call. You know what I mean? But it just seems it's gonna hurt, because it's like, I am this way because of you, and now it will feel like you're just throwing me away. But it's not that. I keep getting reminded, like, this person has to be woken up. But the family's throwing up their hands because people are talking about this, and we're embarrassed, and it's that kind of family where, like, we have to present as perfect. This is going to get if this is about you, reach out, we'll get a reading, because this is getting deeper, and I don't really want to get into too deep with this on a collective read. Okay, I will end this. Sending positive energy away, guys. Bye.